more than 5 weeks pregnant. On my birthday, my husband decided to make his childhood sweetheart happy by pulling my chair out from under me. He made a fool of me in public. His childhood sweetheart, Bella, burst from tears into laughter, enduring the excruciating pain in my stomach. I violently threw a table full of food onto him and his white moonlight. Yet, he accused me. It's a perfectly good birthday. Why do you have to ruin the atmosphere? Apologize to Bella. When Lucas said this, he gripped my hand tightly. It was as if he wouldn't let me leave the room unless I apologized. People around us were comforting Bella, who was crying out of grievance, while accusing me. Yeah, Natalie. Bella was just in a bad mood. Everyone was just playing a joke to cheer her up. It's your birthday after all. Do you have to be so serious? Angry and in pain, I fought back the tears welling in my eyes, picked up a chair next to me, and smashed it toward the group. The chair hit the dining table. Bella happened to be splashed in the face by a hot dish and screamed. Lucas immediately rushed over in distress to check on her. Then he looked at me angrily. Natalie, everyone is celebrating your birthday. It was just a joke. Why are you acting crazy? I was just joking too. Why are you all taking it so seriously? Bella stood aside, her face pale, looking helpless and fighting back tears. Lucas, Natalie just doesn't like me. I shouldn't have come here. I'll leave first. Lucas, of course, couldn't let her just leave. He blocked her path. Why should you leave? The person who should leave is her. With a livid face, he yanked me over. Natalie, even if you dislike Bella, you should consider the occasion. Apologize to Bella. It seemed that if I didn't apologize, this matter couldn't be resolved peacefully today. My ears were buzzing, and I was so angry I felt dizzy. I wanted to smash him to death with the chair, but my stomach was hurting intensely. Before I could speak, someone suddenly shouted, Lucas, your wife is bleeding a lot from her legs. Only then did everyone see that my legs were covered in blood, because I was wearing a red dress. No one had noticed at first. Lucas froze, seeing the blood on my calves and the floor. His mind went blank for a moment. What happened? Where do you feel uncomfortable? Why are you bleeding? Hearing about the blood, I finally felt the warm sensation on my calves. At first, I thought it was just soup splashed on me and didn't pay much attention. But at this moment, panic struck me for no reason, because I suddenly realized my period was a week late. The thought terrified me. Get me to the hospital. Quickly. Once we arrived at the hospital, the doctor's words drove me to despair. The pregnant patient has suffered massive hemorrhaging leading to a miscarriage. She needs immediate surgery. My world went dark. I have a constitution that makes conception extremely difficult, but Lucas loved children. For the past year, I had been constantly taking injections and medication to get pregnant. My arms were bruised and purple. I drank traditional herbal medicine until I wanted to vomit. I had to face the disappointment and pain of failing to conceive time and time again. Relatives and friends advised me to give up. But every time I saw Lucas holding someone else's child with a look of adoration, I persisted. No matter what, I wanted a crystallization of love with Lucas. But I never imagined that the moment I learned of the baby's arrival would be the moment I lost it. The doctor was obviously very angry. Is a chair something you can just pull away randomly? People have been permanently paralyzed by this kind of joke before. You're her husband. Don't you know the seriousness of this? Lucas clearly hadn't expected his joke to have such severe consequences. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were pregnant. I just saw Bella was unhappy and wanted to cheer her up. You know, we grew up together. We were just having a bit of fun. I didn't expect this to happen. But why is Bella's unhappiness my business? Why should she use me for amusement? Moreover, Bella had pursued him in the past, something he never mentioned. I wanted to curse him, but I was in too much pain to say a single word as the doctors wheeled me into the operating room. During the surgery, feeling the instruments moving inside my body, scraping away the fetus bit by bit, I felt as if my heart was also being shredded piece by the instruments. I remembered how Lucas had just pulled me, demanding I apologize to Bella. I couldn't control myself from replaying every detail of my 10 years with Lucas. Only then did I realize that everything had been foreshadowed. Lucas and I had been together for 10 years, married for 5. When we got together, both our families were poor. He was poor, and I was poor, but he always gave me everything he could, like a sacrificial offering. In high school, we had nothing. but he would secretly fold 1,000 paper stars for me, allowing me to make 1,000 wishes. He would fight fiercely with others when I was bullied, regardless of his own safety. Then, with red eyes, he would hug me. Natalie, don't worry. I will absolutely never let anyone bully you. When others mocked the holes in my shoes, he worked frantically at part-time jobs to uphold my pitiful self-esteem, then rubbed my hair. Girls should dress prettily. Don't worry. Whatever others have, I'll give to you. Later, when I failed my college entrance exams, he performed exceptionally well but chose a university 2 cities away to be closer to me. He treated me even better than before, because he said only then could I feel his love. My family background was poor. Whenever I was wronged, even if I didn't say anything, just one phone call and he could sense my emotions. He would lose his appetite, stay awake, and take a train for over 10 hours in the middle of the night to reach my city. Then tell me, it doesn't matter if your parents favor your sister. From now on, I am here to love you. Over the years, he always put my emotions first. His phone turned on for me 24 hours a day. He said, loving someone is like nurturing a flower. I want you to become the most beautiful, most vibrant flower in the world. But it seemed that since Bella entered his company 3 months ago, he began working overtime often and frequently missed my calls. At home, he was always smiling at his phone, sometimes coming home late at night. He always looked impatient, even though we lived together. Occasionally, when I was moody and went to him, his first reaction wasn't comfort, but impatience. His concern for others' emotions began to outweigh his concern for mine. Just because Bella was publicly embarrassed by a client today and felt ashamed and unhappy, asking him, am I terrible? I seem to always embarrass myself in front of you all. Unlike Natalie, who is always so poised, Lucas decided to make me look like a fool in front of everyone on my birthday. At this moment, I didn't know whether the surgery hurt more, or the harm brought by Lucas hurt more. After the surgery, Lucas stayed by my bedside. I looked at him coldly. Get out. We're getting a divorce as soon as I'm discharged. Lucas frowned. Can you stop making a scene? I'm upset about losing the baby too. Not just you. You want a divorce over such a small thing. He actually thought I was making a scene. That this was a small thing. He never considered what I had gone through for this child. My head felt dizzy with anger. I didn't want to say another word, so I called the police directly. Lucas' face changed instantly. Natalie, do you have to make things so ugly? At this moment, I clearly realized that Lucas really didn't care about me that much anymore. It turns out that love and lack thereof can be so obvious. The person who once told me that loving someone is like nurturing a flower can now say hurtful words to me one after another. He could even accuse me and embarrass me in front of so many people. I closed my eyes, trying hard not to lose control. Seeing this, Lucas started apologizing again. I really didn't know you were pregnant. Natalie, I know you're sad, and am not feeling any better than you. Don't worry, we will have other children. Do you think getting pregnant is something that just happens whenever you say so? I couldn't understand why someone who once loved me so much could be so reckless when hurting me. Didn't he know how this child came to be? If you like Bella, then go like her. Why do you have to hurt me like this? Lucas reacted as if I had poked a raw nerve, almost turning angry from embarrassment. Don't spit blood on people. She and I are innocent and have absolutely nothing going on. It was my fault for accidentally hurting you. But Natalie, this is an issue between us. It has nothing to do with Bella. Bella has had no parents to love her since she was young. She's pitiful enough already. Don't drag her into this. She is innocent. Even at a time like this, his biggest fear was that I would drag Bella into it, as if terrified I would hurt her even a tiny bit. She had no parents to love her. But did I? I rarely lost my temper with Lucas. But at this moment, I couldn't help but roar at him. Get out. Well, divorce when I'm out of the hospital. I won't let you off. See you in court. Seeing my emotional state, Lucas finally left. I hated him for staying in the room. But when he left, I felt both hate and sadness. Lying in bed, tears flowed disappointingly. The pain of losing the child, coupled with Lucas' betrayal, made it impossible for me not to feel heartbroken, wronged, sad, and angry. For 10 years, Lucas and I had been through so much. The pure and innocent love of our school days, university long distance, across such great distances. We strive to reach each other, overcoming hardships to be together, because we always put each other's feelings first. Even when separated by thousands of miles, I never felt distant from him. If I was upset, he would always come to accompany me immediately, always buying standing tickets on the train, standing for over 10 hours. But when I went to see him, he always bought me a seated ticket. In 4 years of university, we accumulated more than 500 train tickets between us. When we first started our business, neither of us had money, but he would decorate our rented, cheap apartment to be warm and beautiful. He used cheap LED lights to create a dream castle for me. Then he told me that in the future, we would live in a wonderful house and have a happy home. Every time we achieved a wish, it was like watering me once. And he'd say, watering the flower. But now, even though we are so close, I feel like we are miles apart. Even though I still love him so much and we have everything now, I can no longer feel his love. Because he doesn't love me, he can ignore my feelings and pain. I don't know when I fell asleep. When I woke up, Lucas was by the bed, looking down and texting. I looked toward his phone. I saw at a glance that the person on the other end was Bella. I vaguely saw him send the word baby. That word pierced deeply into my heart. The other side said something. And just as Lucas prepared to reply, he sensed something and immediately looked up at me. Upon meeting my eyes, he almost subconsciously put his phone away. You're awake. I'll get the doctor. Who were you texting? Bella. No one. Lucas frowned. Before I could say anything else, he started pointing fingers defensively. Can you stop dragging Bella into everything? He killed our child for Bella. Yet I can't even mention her. If you care about her so much, go be with her. I won't let this matter rest. But soon I couldn't remain calm. I learned that while I was asleep. To prevent me from escalating the issue, Lucas actually told the police I fell accidentally. He even contacted my parents and got them to issue a letter of forgiveness. My parents called to scold me for being ungrateful, telling me to calm down and stop making trouble with Lucas. My chest ached with anger. For the next few days, I ignored Lucas and told him directly to get out. But Lucas stayed in the hospital room. If not for his constant compulsion to look at his phone and occasionally sneak out to take calls behind my back, I might have had the illusion that he hadn't had a change of heart. But I knew it was just an illusion. Every time I saw him looking down chatting or going out to call, I would guess who was on the other end. Despite trying to force myself not to overthink, my heart couldn't be controlled. Later, I couldn't resist looking at his phone, seeing the chat logs and social media posts between the two. I finally knew. It turned out that those days he didn't answer my calls. He was with Bella. He said he was working overtime, but was actually having candlelight dinners with Bella. He said he was on a business trip, but was actually traveling with Bella. For her, he even learned about cosmetics, gave her romantic birthday surprises, and almost crossed the line on her birthday, barely holding himself back. Bella asked him why. He told her she was the untouchable bottom line in his heart. Forever the irreplaceable baby in his heart. I looked at the word baby on the phone, my mood unable to settle for a long time. She is his baby. So what am I? What am I? I don't know how I processed all of this. I just knew I had to get a divorce. However, before I officially proposed the divorce, coming back from the bathroom outside, I ran into Lucas and Bella at the door of my ward. They stood very close together. Just as I was about to approach, I heard Bella ask, "Does Natalie still blame you for this incident and refuse to talk to you at all?" I stood at the corner, my steps halting abruptly. I heard Lucas reply, "She hasn't calmed down yet and is being irrational. Don't mind her." Bella stood there, looking frail and gently pulling Lucas' hand with a grievance. That day when she was throwing things, she scratched a long cut here on you. You haven't treated it for so long. And she didn't care either. I heard she even called the police. You just let her create such a scene. On her birthday too. She's your wife after all. Yet in front of so many people, she didn't consider your dignity at all. Was she always like this? Lucas hummed a yeah, looking at her slender white hand. And it took a long while before he withdrew his own. She's not like you. So understanding. Always considering others. I almost laughed out of anger. What a pair of understanding adulterers. Bella was afraid of looking bad. Then I'd make sure she looked bad enough. Before Bella could speak, I rushed over, grabbed her by her hair, slapped her hard across the face, then took off my shoe and forcefully stuffed it into her mouth. You're understanding. You understand your way right into someone else's husband. What kind of bullshit are you spewing here? Both were clearly surprised by my arrival. Bella's face changed instantly. Natalie. Lucas saw Bella suffering and immediately tried to pull me away. What are you doing? But I clutched Bella's hair tightly, forcing her to face the others, and shouted to everyone around. Everyone come look. This pair of adulterers, after causing their own wife to miscarry, are flirting and having an affair at the door of my hospital ward, and still have the nerve to say I, the wife, am not understanding. Those hospitalized here were either pregnant, giving birth, or had miscarried. Women in marriages hate cheating husbands and mistresses the most. People immediately gathered around. Some started taking out their phones to record. Lucas became frantic. Natalie, do you know what you are doing? I told you. I have nothing to do with her. Bella tried to struggle, and I slapped her hard again. Nothing to do with her. Then why is she here accusing me? You caused my miscarriage. And she comes to tell you I don't understand you. Then I looked at Bella again, and forcefully shoved the shoe I had just worn to the bathroom back into her mouth. Bella was almost vomiting. I lifted her face towards the camera. You are definitely understanding. You can understand me treating you like this, right? Come on, don't cover your face. Let everyone see what breed of trash the modern mistress is. Joining my husband to cause my miscarriage, and claiming him not understanding enough. Did you two sleep together and expect me to cover you with a blanket so you don't catch a cold to be considered a good wife? Lucas naturally couldn't stand seeing Bella treated this way. With an ashen face, he came over to throw me off. Natalie, can you stop making a scene? Hearing the word scene now, I just wanted to slap him. Fortunately, before he could touch me, people around blocked him. Someone said, your wife lost her baby, and this shameless mistress comes to your wife's ward door. Isn't that despicable? Exactly. Your own wife lost the baby, and you're protecting an outsider. Everyone, film this. Let everyone see this adulterous couple. Bella's face went completely pale. In the end, Bella lost a chunk of hair to my grip and was forcefully dragged away by Lucas, who shielded her. I stayed where I was, watching Lucas back, and didn't go to stop him. The video of me slapping Bella in the hospital and feeding her my dirty shoe quickly went viral. It aroused the indignation of netizens. This woman is so shameless. Going to the hospital where the wife is staying and saying the wife isn't understanding. Understanding my ass. It's amazing she wasn't killed. Satisfying. That's how it should be done. Let's see if she has the face to show herself now. This man is protecting the home-wrecking tramp. Please. Your wife was pregnant. And you say she's making a scene. I hate slimy men and women with no boundaries. Yes. I didn't cheat. I just consider her a friend. Is your wife miscarrying better yet? Idiot. And this slut, coming to someone's ward door to sow discord in a marriage, pretending to be innocent. I watched these videos and sent them directly to a group chat Lucas and Bella were both in. Knowing this, Lucas was livid and called me. Natalie. Deleted immediately. I want retracted. Are you trying to drive her to death? Natalie. She's not like you. You have everything now. And when you're sad, there's a whole bunch of people to comfort you. She worked so hard to get to where she is today. Doing this, you want to completely ruin her and make our life impossible, don't you? It's laughable. He actually thought I would continue living with him. And what's the difference between her past and mine? She had it hard. But didn't I? My parents never cared about my feelings. In their eyes, only my younger brother mattered. When I was young, I did all the housework. Asking them for money for school was like asking for their lives. But in turn, they would find ways to get money to buy clothes and toys for my brother. Whenever I fought with my brother, they would slap me first, then accuse me. Doesn't he know best how hard I worked alongside him to earn what I have today? Why should her suffering be imposed on me? I handed him the divorce papers directly. Lucas' face changed as soon as he saw the divorce agreement. I won't divorce you. Natalie, we've been together for over 10 years. I worked so hard for you, for this family, and you want a divorce over such a small matter. I just found it absurd. But I knew he didn't want a divorce not because he still loved me, but because we had sunk so much cost into each other over the years. Plus, he hadn't fully gotten together with Bella yet, and his feelings for me hadn't completely eroded. while his mother was sick. I was the one taking care of her. He needed someone like me. I looked at him. For me. So you didn't answer my calls for me. You pulled my chair on my birthday, causing me to miscarry, and then accusing me, for me, and confronting me at my hospital door with Bella while I was miscarrying. Do you know how I felt when you walked out protecting her that day? And stop disgusting me. Losing a child is a small matter to you, but not to me. Since you think these are small things, I'll find someone to be good to you too. Let's try that. I hired a university sophomore named Liam and brought him to Lucas' company. Lucas' company was named using both of our names when the company was founded, to give me security. He even made sure our shareholdings were exactly the same. How deep the love was then. That's how cruel the harm is now. When I arrived, Bella happened to be in Lucas' office. Lucas was comforting her. You don't need to care about this matter. It's not your fault. Everyone in the company knows what kind of person you are. She actually hadn't left yet. I pushed open the office door and sneered. Indeed. There's nothing to care about. As long as you have thick enough skin and act cheaply enough. Seeing me, Bella subconsciously hid behind Lucas, her eyes turning red immediately. Natalie, you misunderstood me. Lucas shielded her behind him and scolded me coldly. Natalie, although I had long planned to divorce Lucas, his subconscious protective action still stung my eyes. But immediately after, he saw Liam behind me. Lucas stood up instantly. Who is he? What do you mean by bringing him here? Didn't you say I didn't understand you? I sneered. So I brought someone to understand you properly. Lucas' face was livid, whether from anger or something else. Do you have to be like this? Soon, people in the company started looking over. I used to work at the company. I only temporarily gave up working because while Lucas' mother was hospitalized, news broke that she was being secretly abused by the caregiver. So I left to care for her. If not for his mother, why would I have left the company? I smiled and said, this has nothing to do with Liam. I just hired him to do things for me. He's already pitiful enough. Can you stop dragging him into everything? Having said that, I ignored him and took Liam straight back to my own office. However, when the same thing happened to him, he couldn't tolerate it. Lucas grabbed Liam and was about to hit him. I slapped Lucas across the face. Can you stop making a scene? We're in the company now. Do you have to make things so stiff and embarrass everyone? Bella went over to check his face, then looked at me, acting forbearing. Natalie, you're really going too far. Lucas loves you so much and has been so good to you for so many years. How can you treat him like this? I grabbed her hair and shoved her toward the office door. Come on. Lucas said everyone knows what kind of person you are. I think maybe they don't. Why don't you say whatever you have to say in front of everyone? Let me see exactly how shameless you are. You claim you're not a mistress, yet you stay here playing the victim after I humiliated you so much. What kind of slut are you? Seeing me attack Bella, Lucas tried to come help. But as soon as he moved, Liam blocked him. Brother-in-law, you guys are too much. Sister said she brought me for your own good. She's so good to you. How could you team up with an outsider against her? Lucas looked at him and squeezed his eyes shut tightly. Let's have a proper talk. Lucas and I went aside. Lucas asked me, what exactly do you want? Divorce. I looked at him coldly. I want the majority of the shares in this company. Impossible. Then we'll see. Over the next few days, I brought Liam with me everywhere I went. And ridiculously, before this, Lucas had always been busy, either on business trips, working overtime, or at parties. A man who didn't even have time to answer my calls. Since I brought Liam to the company, he suddenly had plenty of time to follow me. He started caring about everything I did, even on his birthday. When Liam and I almost kissed in the company, Lucas almost attacked him, driven by anger or pain. Liam looked at me pitifully. Natalie, it hurts. I looked at the heavier injuries on Lucas and accused him. Liam and I are innocent. Liam was in a bad mood, and I just wanted to cheer him up and comfort him. It's your birthday. Do you have to be so serious? Lucas' eyes were red, as if in extreme agony. Don't be like this. Nothing happened between Bella and me. I didn't betray you. Can we start over properly? I laughed and threw all the printed chat logs between him and Bella in front of him. By nothing happened. Do you mean you didn't develop feelings for her? Or you just didn't get inside her? Lucas looked at the chat logs in front of him, his face turning completely pale. But I wouldn't let him off easily. Do you think you're noble? Proud that you held the line? I held my line too. Why are you upset now? But Lucas, this is nothing. You haven't experienced the pain of trying to conceive, being pregnant, and miscarrying. You can't even stand just a few days of this. Yet you expect me to understand you. Don't you think it's funny? Eventually, Lucas couldn't take it anymore and agreed to the divorce. Sure enough, no matter what happens, only when it falls on you do you truly understand what empathy means and what unbearable pain feels like. But even though he agreed to divorce, I saw his shamelessness. If we divorce, you leave with nothing. Only then did I realize that when a man truly reveals his true colors during divorce and property discussions, no matter how painful he acted or how much he claimed to love you, he becomes hideous and unrecognizable. I won't leave with nothing. Also, I've already filed a lawsuit regarding the miscarriage. I'm suing you for intentional injury. Did you think I'd let it go just because you got my parents to sign a forgiveness letter? As for the divorce, I'll file directly in court. The company itself had my shares in it. I looked at him. And Bella, wherever she goes, I will have people follow her, letting everyone know what kind of thing she is. After finishing, I pasted his and Bella's chat logs all over the company and uploaded them online. I also sent a copy to his hospitalized mother. Seeing this, Lucas was furious. You're making a scene, framing me with groundless charges, breaking up this family just for money, aren't you? He was the one who disregarded my feelings, blindly defending Bella, pushing me to this point. Yet he blamed everything on me, saying I was breaking up the family, that I was after money, turning me, the hurt party wanting a divorce, into the unreasonable one. I knew he wanted to use this method to make me act tough and not negotiate for money. Save your manipulative PUA nonsense. I do love money. Since you don't love money so much, give it all to me. Otherwise, while I'm suing you, we can just play our own games. That works too. After speaking, I took Liam and walked out of the office. Lucas and I formally divorced. In the divorce, he gave me the majority of the assets. I sued to recover everything he had given to Bella. Those were our joint assets. Lucas didn't fight me on that. He was just obsessed. You and him. You just did it to spite me. There's nothing going on, right? Of course. I wouldn't tell him. I wanted him to doubt forever. If you say there's no connection, then there's no connection. As long as you're happy. Leaving the Civil Affairs Bureau, Lucas was silent for a long time. He said, I'm sorry. Now that we were leaving, he started confessing. He said he never intended to really have anything with Bella. Initially, he just felt she was pitiful, like a fragile porcelain doll needing constant company and care. Very much like the old me, she made him feel concerned. Unlike me, who was always strong and decisive, seemingly standing tall forever, when he realized he was paying too much attention to Bella, he actually wanted to control it. During that period, he took me on a trip, wanting to remind himself that the person he loved was me and to cut ties with her completely. But on Bella's birthday, they got drunk and almost ended up in bed. From that day on, he was addicted like it was a drug, terrified of me finding out, but unable to control his attraction to her. She always looked at him with pitying eyes, as if he was her whole world, making him feel indispensable, giving him a softness he had never experienced. Unlike me, who never took a loss with him, always dominant and his equal, he couldn't stop wanting to contact her, but was also afraid of hurting me. On my birthday, he didn't know why he chose to stand on her side. It was like he was possessed, unable to even see my pain. He said he didn't really want to fight me for assets. He just didn't want a divorce. He was afraid of divorce. He said he really loved me and couldn't let me go. He asked me, are our years of affection really going to end like this? Can we start over? I found it amusing. Can't let me go. So he comes to hurt me. The moment you pulled the chair out for her and our child was gone, we no longer had any possibility. He smiled bitterly, still somewhat unreconciled. You always seem so calm. Calm enough to abandon me at any time. As if you never cared about me. Am I calm? I am not calm at all. In the hospital, I cried repeatedly in the middle of the night. It was just that he cared about Bella and couldn't see my tears and pain. He probably forgot that I used to be a very soft person too. Until our business failed and he was humiliated. And the moment I stood in front of him, I slowly became strong and brave. For him, I gave my heart and soul. offering up everything I had like a sacrifice. Moreover, he might not have realized that, even on the brink of divorce, he was still trying to push the responsibility onto me, thinking it was my personality flaw that caused the current situation. My 10+ years of love were completely lost. How could I let him retreat unscathed? Lucas, do you know you are truly disgusting? You said she looks like the old me. But why did I change from that soft person to what I am now? It's because when you owed money and were beaten, I stood in front of you. When your business failed, I rushed ahead of you. I valued you more than my own life. But you, when I miscarried, you stood in front of Bella. I completely moved out of our home. This city had too many sad places. So once the divorce certificate was in hand, I sold all the shares I held to his rival. Then I blocked all his numbers and went to another city. Although I didn't actively look for news about Lucas, we had been together for over 10 years and had too many mutual friends. I still learned from friends that he was looking for me everywhere. He even orchestrated a chance encounter with me. But at that time, Liam was standing next to me. Liam was currently pursuing me. But having experienced Lucas, I had learned to view words like love and forever lightly and to cut my losses in time. But I wouldn't reject love either. Lucas was miserable for a long time because of this. He asked me in a low voice, "Do you love him?" Currently, yes. He's still so young. It's impossible for him to be with you till the end. Besides, how do you know he's not just after your money? You're not young. And I didn't stay with you till the end either. You didn't want my money. You wanted my life. Lucas remained silent for a long time. The next time I heard news about Lucas, it was that he married Bella. And the reason he married Bella was that she was very much like the old me. Hearing this reason, apart from disgust, I had no emotional fluctuations. Before long, I heard that their life together wasn't good, because the videos and chat logs had been spread online. Bella was pointed at wherever she went, making Lucas lose face. Eventually, he stopped taking her out altogether. Bella became extremely sensitive and mentally unstable because of this. At first, Lucas could still comfort her and coax her, but as it happened more often, combined with setbacks in his business, he began to get impatient, and he started frequently comparing her to me, feeling she could only pretend to be pitiful and couldn't help him in his career at all. Their conflicts grew gradually. Lucas started not wanting to go home. He couldn't help frequently checking my and Liam's social media. His phone and computer were full of our photos. Even the house they lived in was full of memories of Lucas and me. This made Bella extremely insecure. She called me more than once. "Stop pestering Lucas." Only then did I know that Lucas had visited my city more than once. Recalling hearing he was here the day before yesterday, I laughed and said, "He was in my bed just the day before yesterday. How about that? How does it taste seeing your husband with someone else?" After speaking, I hung up directly. Bella lost control on the spot and almost fought Lucas. Later, Bella got pregnant. If Lucas came home slightly late, she became paranoid and kept calling him constantly. Once, Lucas drank too much and met someone in a bar who looked extremely like me. He mistook her for me and almost ended up in bed with her. Bella happened to catch them. She had a fierce argument with him and went to hit the woman. Lucas shielded the woman and accidentally pushed Bella down the stairs. When Bella arrived at the hospital, not only was the baby lost, but her body was damaged, and she could never get pregnant again in her lifetime. This caused Bella's mental state to collapse completely. Finding Lucas in contact with that girl again, she enacted frenzied revenge on him. She caused a scene at Lucas' parents' place, smashed everything in the house he and I used to live in. Then one night, while he was asleep, risking jail time, she used a pair of scissors to cut him off, making it so he could never be a normal man again. Later, my phone often received strange calls in the middle of the night. When answered, no one spoke. I quickly realized it was Lucas. Just as I was about to hang up, I heard his hoarse voice. "Don't hang up." Then, I heard sobbing. Perhaps it was only at this moment that he truly felt excruciating regret. He said to me, "Natalie, I really regret it. If back then I hadn't taken the wrong path, hadn't put her feelings before yours, we would now have a lovely child, a son, or a daughter. They would call us mom and dad, act spoiled, and be clingy." But I knew he only regretted and imagined because of his misfortune. If he had been happy after marrying Bella, he would never have thought of that unborn child. After all, when the child was lost, he had said more than once that I was making a scene over such a small thing. There is no if. I interrupted him coldly. You ruined all of this. You made it so you can never have your own child in this lifetime. Don't call me again. His suffering was just beginning. Because in the future, I might get married, have children again. Every turning point in my marriage would cut into his heart again and again. And he would be obsessed with this forever. The happier my family life, the more unbearable his pain would be, because all of this should have been his. I hung up the phone and blocked his number once again. His life was over, but mine had just begun.